So it looks like even the food is better in Africa. That's right, I've never seen Speed eat a burger without speaking a single word until it was completely gone. And supposedly burgers are America's export. It's what we do here in America. Nobody makes a better burger than Americans in the United States of America. But here we have Speed in Botswana eating a burger that he just can't stop eating. He's devouring it. He ate it in like less than 30 seconds. And you know what that tells me? That, man, they're beating us even with the food. I think people in America just live in like some little bubble that they don't realize that other countries have better things. And Africa is one of those countries, and iShowSpeed is really just realizing that. Why do you think he's so tired? Why do you think he's so like relieved? You don't see him ever acting like this. He feels very comfortable, literally in the safari where there are lions around.
Bro, iShowSpeed just said the Africa tour was the craziest tour he's done, and he couldn't believe he's Ghanaian now after finding out he has a dual citizenship. He's also flying out the angriest man from Nigeria to hire him to help his brother lose weight. I think this guy's so funny. Can't you see? Can't you? Like, what is wrong with this dude? He's like a trip. Speed also reacted to the president of Ghana talking about him, and yes, the president of Ghana. This is what they're saying over here in America for the headline. So if this isn't the president of Ghana, or there isn't a president of Ghana, I'm sorry. Speed also teased this next tour on this stream, which is a one-word hint being the word airlines, and everyone's thinking it's either the Middle East, being like Qatar Airlines, Saudi Airlines, or even South America. Speed even hopped on a call with Zimbabwe Speed, and I thought this was the funniest part about this entire stream, because they both just kept roasting each other, and Speed kept asking him like, bro, why every time we talk, all you want to talk about or do is link with girls? Speed also had his dad and his brother Jamal try Nigerian and Ghana rice, in which his dad said that Nigerian rice is better for taste, in which Ghana is better for the spice, and his brother Jamal just loves food, so he said he can't put a price over love, and said he loves both of them.
And now I'm watching the exact opposite. I'm watching warmth. I'm watching pride. I'm watching people embrace him simply for being who he is.
Bro, it's moving like step up, bro. Now everyone just knows the routines. You know what I'm saying? I want Speed to hit one. We want to party, Speed. We want to party, Speed. We like to party, Speed. We want Speed to hit that backflip.
Alright, now let me talk about iShowSpeed, because I feel like Americans have lost the most important person in the world, because if now Speed was doing the American tour, then I think they could have been somewhere compared to right now. He's doing African tours, and he's making the magical Africa to be known by the whole world, right? Now, American lost iShowSpeed, and African won them. Africa will always win everything. Black people will always win everything. I have clips here. I'll give them. I'll come back talking about the video.
iShowSpeed in Nigeria. As most of people in the West, they think Africa, there's monkeys, animals walking around. As a Westerner, I'm talking from my personal experience. And right now, watching these clips and videos from Speed, I went to Nigeria last year for 10 days. And personally, I didn't know what to expect. And now I'm seeing a lot of clips where people from America, from Europe, being surprised how rich, creative, as I said, talented, and modern Africa is. Basically, in one city of Lagos, you have everything. The cultures, the traditions, the food. His stream reminded me of my trip to Nigeria. Gave me a lot of great positive memories. So I really want to encourage more creators, people from the West, people from the States, visit Africa, Nigeria, because bear in mind, only in Nigeria you have 250 million people, almost like in the US. But yeah, I hope with all the people who are talking about his streams right now, it's gonna permeate all the world and show how great, beautiful, talented, and rich Africa is.
Listen, man. I saw a lot of video of American people. They are crying about what Speed is experiencing in Africa. You know, the media shows you like something like very bad in Africa. They show you like the bad thing in Africa. So you don't know what is in Africa. How people living over there, man. They're living in peace over there, man. There's no freedom continent in more than Africa in this world. Never, man. You gonna never find it, man. Everywhere you go, continent Africa is the most freedom continent in the world. So I saw you crying, and that's me. You're realizing that the media lied to you. So you gotta wake up, man. You gotta wake up, and you gotta wake up and think about it. Is it worth it to go in Africa or what? So you gotta wake up. So I don't know what you think about Africa. You think that you're gonna find a lion in the city room or in the room of somebody? No, man. We got room over there, man. People are not like sleeping in the dust, something like that. So you gotta wake up, man. Wake up, America. Wake up. All European people again, they think, oh man, Africa, no, that is like bad continent, man. Go and visit, man. Go and you will see a lot of culture over there, man. You see some people, some beautiful people over there. Not by the face, but by the action. So you gotta wake up, man. Wake up, man, and stop crying, man. Go over there and visit. You're gonna see. You're gonna find your real family, man. You're gonna find your real family.
Wait till Speed gets to South Africa, where them peoples is 7% of the population. Yeah, they're 7% of the population. We are literally 81% of the population of South Africa. But don't just believe me. I'm a Karen in a Pico. I always bring receipts. Now, if you look right here, you'll see that actual Karens make up about 7.2% of the population of South Africa. See that big, almost complete sonic ring? Yeah, that's us. We are in no way, shape, or form a minority in South Africa. There are 63 million people in South Africa. 51 million of those people is us. And we're spread out around this. This is South Africa, not this whole bottom half. I told you Speed is helping to reverse generational damage. He has been getting nothing but love from everybody in South Africa. Y'all are running with narratives, stories, tales about a place that you haven't been and have not researched. He is in the second largest continent and hasn't had a single clip where somebody gets out of pocket. Let that marinate. Grown man, by the way. You don't believe me? Watch this. APR.
So, who the hell is iShowSpeed when he's at home? First and foremost, he's not just another Gen Z streamer. He's one of the biggest in the world. Millions of fans, billions of views. And right now, he's touring multiple countries across Africa after literally just discovering his African roots. And honestly, in one live stream tour, he's arguably done more for Africa's image and narrative than most tourism boards have done in decades. And in my opinion, he did it right. No savior complex. I mean, he probably helped a few orphanages, but not on camera. No flexing, no throwing dollars or rooftop tours to prove the new Africa's civilized. He did what I would do, right? Vibe with locals, ate local food, and he said it tasted great, by the way. And he danced in the streets, laughed with strangers, and learned in real time with millions watching. He didn't place himself above the culture. He immersed himself and placed himself inside it. And you guys, you know that's rare. A Western figure engaging with Africa without extraction, pity, or ego. He wasn't polarizing. He wasn't puffing his chest. He was grounded, curious, open. But the real headline wasn't even that as amazing as it is. The reaction was the real headline. Watching African Americans respond, filming themselves in shock. You could literally see in real time the narrative breaking down in front of our eyes, right? All the lies about Africa being hostile, unsafe, Africans being unwelcome, savages, gone. Speed was embraced not as a celebrity, but like a long-lost family member. And the wildest part is he hasn't even touched Ghana or Nigeria yet. The streets are definitely already waiting, and that shift from curiosity to connection is going to be wild, right? I mean, is this emotional? Yes, but it's also economic. You know, I'd love that part. Tourism makes up the majority part of Africa's economy, but over 60% of it comes from Africans traveling within Africa. The diaspora hasn't really showed up yet beyond partying, not because the continent isn't beautiful or the people, but because branding never matched reality. Western media spent decades pushing anti-Africa narratives, and the cost has been real, right? Perception drives behavior. Behavior drives businesses. Business builds futures. Just look at Ghana's year of return, for example. Over 1 million visitors, an estimated $1.9 billion in tourism revenue. In Nigeria, Lagos alone pulled in 111 billion naira, which is like, I think, give or take $71 million at that time during dirty December 2024. And across the continent, travel and tourism could hit $350 billion by 2033. But that's not guaranteed. It depends on ownership, infrastructure, and storytelling. That's what I advocate for, both as a strategist and as Visit Nigeria's ambassador. And guys, two things can be true. Yes, some countries still face insecurity and weak systems, but they're still worthy of investment. Governments don't just clap, fund it. But don't forget your own creators.
Welcome back. Now, iShowSpeed, being an African or a black person from America, he is doing an amazing work back in America. But now, the world was watching him, but the world was assuming him. But now, most people were assuming him, maybe they were the white people from America. They were assuming him. But now, you have seen how much he has exposed Africa. They has erased the narrative, has made it clear that Africa is not what the world is thinking about. Not what the world is saying. Africa is beautiful, it's magical, it has all it takes. Africa has its own culture, and they appreciate the culture. You have seen black people being seen and being noticed by the whole world because of their own innovation in the world. Because Africa has born America, right? Africa has given birth to America. Africa has given birth to the whole world, and the whole world believes in a depend on Africa, because they import everything from Africa. They import a lot of things from Africa. Food. You can see, I thought the guy talking about that America has the capacity of feeding the whole world. Why? How? Because America, the one importing cassava from Nigeria, the one taking petroleum from Nigeria, the one taking cobalt from Congo, and they depend on Africa on everything. As Africa is trying to do all it can to rise to its level, what does it mean? Whenever a country rises, the lies are being erased. Whenever a country is rising, another country is falling. And who is falling? White people are now falling. Mostly America, Europe, France, because they're the one who are depending on Africa. They're depending on Africa on everything. Whenever Africa rises, they always wanted to see Africa being on the ground, stepping on Africa. But now Africa is rising through the youths. Africa doesn't have to depend on you anymore for the food, for the support, for the aid, everything. You are the one to depend on us on everything, because we are the one who has the price. Africa is rising and the world is falling. Why? Africa, they now know their value. People who are in power today, they know that we can build Africa without depending on the white people, without depending on America, without depending on the France, without depending on Europe. Because they come in Africa, they give us a little bit of support, and then they take everything from Africa. They leave us in debts that will take us for years. Today in Africa, countries are paying debts that were taken by the first president of maybe Kenya or Uganda or wherever country it is. That's why Ethiopia is growing on its own without depending on anybody. It's growing on its own power, growing on its own energy, growing on its own leaders, and growing on everything. It depends on itself. They don't depend on anybody. We never find that Africa, the country, are now uniting to grow as one. That thing scares the white people. It scares the Westerners. It scares the Europe, because whenever Africa is trying to unite, it's just the beginning of their downfalls, because they depend on Africa on everything. So whenever Africa is rising, and is rising already, because Africa is now awakening, speeds coming to Africa has awakened him, and it has made him to be known by the whole world for exposing lies about Africa, for exposing theft about Africa, because Africa is never poor. Africa has been stolen. Africa are poor because they steal our things, they steal our powers, they steal our leaders, they take them to the countries, they give them some powers that now they are under control, that are being used as Africans' puppet to help them to tell more about Africa. They come in Africa and take over Africa, but Africa is now rising through the leaders that are youth leaders. Let me talk about Ibrahim Traore. Let me talk about Sahel. Sahel is now rising on its own. It's rising for the better of tomorrow because Ibrahim Traore choosing to depend on himself, paying off the ECOWAS, paying off France and every people who are taking over the country. They are now rising to a level that nobody was thinking that this country will be able to stand on its own, because Ibrahim Traore has been watching his people being molested, being denied rights, being killed for no reason. Now, when he took the power, he chose to work for people, to give people what they deserve, what they want, not being in power for his own stomach, for his own enrichment. He is in power for his own people, to build his own people. African is rising. You can look at Botswana. The president is now choosing to fight for his people. Ghana, same way. The country is Chad. They are joining hands. Right? After Ibrahim Traore took over the power, the people have been now watching how much has he been growing, how much has he been developing his own things, how much has he been making sense to them. Now they're choosing to follow his steps. No matter how old he is, he still can lead. He still can rule. He still can be a leader of purpose. He still can be a leader who knows the meaning of being a leader for his own people, not being in power for your own stomach. That's what people are doing in Africa. Uganda, you look at Uganda. Kababa has been in power for the past 43 years, and he's still leading until he gets, I don't know how old in power. Look at Cameroon. Look at Tanzania. A woman is taking country and rule it a country in a bed that he can't have a competitor in power. That's a bad way of using Africa, and maybe she's being used by the white to take over Tanzania, to rule Tanzania. That's what is keeping Africa on the ground. But when Speed came to Africa, he has opened the mind for not only Africans but also people who are living in other countries like Jamaica, America also. People who are America, maybe because of the, maybe for work, for maybe they'll be born there, but Africa is the homeland. Everybody is now awakening. Youths are now awakening in Africa. Now they're choosing to follow the leader who are going there to put them on the lights, because people who are in power today do not think about the youths. That's why you find youths are being killed, are being denied the right of being in power. So that's so bad. Look at today in Uganda. Baby Wine can never get power to be a leader in Uganda anymore, because the people who are in power are powerful more than him. Africa is really awakening, and it's awakening for the best of the tomorrow's generation. Because they want to see Africa depending on itself on everything. No debts, no nothing, no aids from other countries to take our resources from Africa. We have to build our own country. Anybody out there who is watching the video, tell me in the comments, how much have you seen Africa? After all you have been hearing about Africa, after speaking to Africa, now how much have you known about Africa? God bless you. Peace be with you. I'm out till next episode. I love you.